Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Together, run, keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watchman, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I shall never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gonna bust down Babylon walls. Preparing the way. Preparing the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and crime. And do the righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. we love Jah. We love Jah.
Jah
We love
Rastafari,
Jah.
Jah Rastafari, preserve all people.
Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I as a watchman, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, but we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and
Fight down war and fight.
Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah. And we love Jah.
Jah Rastafari, preserve all.
And we love Jah. Me love Jah.
Jah
Me love
Rastafari,
Jah.
Jah Rastafari, preserve all.
Me love Jah.
Jah Rastafari,
Jah Rastafari.
Jah Rastafari.
Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
If you're in the business of nursing care, we have a job for you this evening because they are getting so old and frail. We need to move them to the armchair of a care home. Good evening and welcome. This evening we're just out here to mind different people business. Anybody want a care home work? Hey, Delroy Chuck gone. Poor thing. Delroy Chuck that parliament. Aldo Juliet. Juliet, I feel laugh and say I can't blame you, farmer speaker. Delroy Chuck gone. So anybody want a nursing care? You can put in on an application to look after old ramen with a bread, with a hardware bread and a flyers in him hand. Delroy Chuck doesn't understand the legislative process, and them people there, both the legislative councils in parliament and those at the civil service. Wanna write on paper give them people have to embarrass themselves. Poor Delroy Chuck come to parliament with something where Mark Golding and Juliet Oldness affair help him along the way with. Poor thing. Anyway, to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening. Welcome, one and all. Thank you for joining us this evening. Like and share the live for us, please, because we will also be revisiting the Epstein files this evening. We're going to hear George Galloway's breakdown of the depravity of these rich white men in places of power and their abuse of young girls and children. Britain is moving fast to clean up its sector of the scandal because, as you knew and may have heard, the scandal hit the Epstein file, hit right at the top of the British Empire. The British Palace and the British Parliament is in tatters with the Epstein scandal, and Britain is moving at speed to clean their piece of mess up. So we're going to make George Galloway explain to the this evening some of the grimy details, of the Epstein file. Colin, good evening. Laura Morris, Colleen, Miranda Ruddock, Barbara Simpson, Olin Scott, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Like and share the live, please. So, before we get to the Jamaica criminals, let's go to the criminals in even higher places than those of the criminals in our high place in Jamaica. But our criminals in high places are not yet quite out the wood because there are still a ton of Epstein file that has not been released yet. I'm not aware of anybody, including the athlete rather, that their name was discussed, Barbara Simpson, how you know, in the Epstein email about the genetics research they want to do on them, on the possible superhuman they want to create, and their research, their genetic research would contribute to their creation of that superhuman. But there's a lot of depravity in the Epstein file, lot that we probably have not heard or aware of if we're not zoomed in carefully. And because I don't have the time to troll through these plethora of email, so good people like George Galloway, an upstanding politician, an upstanding white man in Britain, a man that's led on principle and not on money, not on fame, not on power, but principle and true representation of the people. And George Galloway is one that you can really listen to in Britain. One that the British established. He was a former member of the Labour Party in Britain before he went to war with them after the illegal war in Iraq, and has become an independent since. Was also recently arrested by the British Metropolitan Police and the Home Office, as they think he is a Russian and Chinese agent because he speaks the truth. So let's listen to George Galloway's breakdown of the depravities in the Epstein file, and then we'll get to the Jamaica junk for them after that.
I'll go straight into it because, well, I'd need 3 times the length of this monologue even to begin to do justice to the explosion of feces, human, political feces, which has occurred since the dropping of not 3 million, they lied about that as they're lying about everything else, but 2,700,000 pages. I wonder what was in the other 300,000 pages. I wonder what was in the other 3 million pages, because they had 6 million pages at the beginning of Pam Bondi's revelations. But the revelations that have emerged are simply devastating to the entire credibility of the Western political media and business class. They're all in it. It's one big dirty club, and you're not in it. And thank your lucky stars for that. For the secrets that have tumbled out of this latest dump, and I use the word advisedly, a sewage dump.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
Revelations that have dumped on us are truly breathtaking. We're talking about male rape. We're talking about female rape. We're talking about child rape. We're talking about child impregnation. We're talking about male sodomy of drugged victims. We're talking about president after president of the American Republic accused in FBI documents of raping men and women, boys and girls. We're talking about murder. We're talking about cannibalism. We're talking about the eating of human flesh sacrificed in satanic rituals. And it's all in the Epstein files. Now, where does one begin with a dump like that? Well, let's start with the royal families. The British royal family tonight is in ruins. Its credibility was never great, not after the way that now King Charles treated Princess Diana, the mental torture that he inflicted on her, his marriage to the equine so-called Queen Camilla. I say so-called because I was in Parliament when we were solemnly and bindingly guaranteed that Camilla, if given permission to marry Charles, would never be queen. But routinely, she is now introduced as the Queen of England. He was bad enough. But his brother, Andrew, is now, I think, on the point of being prosecuted, certainly being prosecuted in the United States. And Keir Starmer's call on him to go and face the music in front of the American Congress seems to suggest that this British government would not oppose his extradition if he refused to go. It's that serious. More pictures, more begging letters, more promises by Andrew's ex-wife, but still house partner, so-called Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, formerly a duchess, begging for money from a convicted child sex trafficker years after his conviction, calling him the brother that she never had, the promising to Epstein of complete privacy, in quotes, in highlights, complete privacy in Buckingham Palace. She was renting out Buckingham Palace on behalf of the royal family, a convicted child sex predator, a man who these files reveal was involved in espionage everywhere from Libya to Russia to Somaliland, all over the world, to Ukraine, who was plotting the murder of Vladimir Putin. That's the man at the center of all this. And some fools like to say it's all a hoax. It's all a Democratic Party set up. There's nothing to see here. There's millions and millions and millions of pages to see here. And on virtually every page, another politician, another magnate of the capitalist system all over the world is revealed to be just about subhuman in their appetites, just about demonic in their proclivities, in their predilections. And they talk to each other about it in writing, in emails, in messages. They talk about torture. They talk about killing. They talk about murder. They talk about kids. They talk about child trafficking. They talk about the impregnation in the last few minutes of an 11-year-old girl by the former U.S. ambassador to Mexico. Wow. It's breathtaking, and it keeps on coming. It's like a torrent of sewage. It's impossible to keep track of it. It's only when you go back and start to painstakingly analyze it that you see the sheer depth of depravity, of degeneracy. It turns out I'm the only politician in the Western world that isn't cheating on his wife, that's never sodomized anybody, never dreamt for a second of the depravities involved in these Epstein files, and they're all at it. The captains of industry, generals of industry, they're now resigning as these revelations come out. The royal families of Scandinavia, one of the princesses, she might even have been the queen, I don't know, a bicycling queen, but a queen, was impregnated by Jeffrey Epstein. And then he encouraged her, which he presumably did, to have an abortion. It is unbelievable. People are going to the FBI 25 years ago and testifying to the FBI with polygraphs and the rest that Donald Trump, the president of the United States, was raping young girls and smacking them across the face because one of them protested that he hadn't worn protection. He slapped her on the face and said, "You'll have to get an abortion," and he threw money at her for the abortion. This is the man on whom they lay hands. These evangelical maniacs think he's the son of Christ. Well, he is actually the son of Christ. His father was called Christ, but that's the place we're in. Bill Gates, that we were told for 25 years was a paragon of humanity. We were treated to his views on every subject under the sun, is revealed to be discussing with Epstein how he can get antibiotics to sprinkle in his wife's martini because he has contracted a sexually transmitted disease from a Russian prostitute and had presumably therefore passed it on to his wife. Gates, Diamond, all these magnates, plutocrats, they were all revolving around Jeffrey Epstein.
You know, I could have flipped this place for a one-off payday, but now it's a
And I hope it's not anti-Semitic to make this point. Is it anti-Semitic to point out the gigantically disproportionate number of Jews and Israelis and dual Israeli nationals in this farrago of filth that is revealed in these files? I'm asking on behalf of some Pakistani friends in England who are constantly being demonized as somehow uniquely involved in these kind of sexual shenanigans. But they're not sexual shenanigans. It's a big mistake to treat them that way. These are not sexual shenanigans. These are high crimes. These are crimes that should see these men locked up forever, for the rest of their lives, if not more serious and condign punishment. These men are accused of the gravest possible crimes, including up to and including murder itself, even cannibalism itself. It's almost impossible to comprehend. But the emails are there. They were all in correspondence with Epstein. They were all taking money from Epstein. They were all having sex before the cameras of Epstein. They were all desperate to get to his sordid little island, which was sold to the United States, by the way, by Denmark, about whom, if I have time, more later. But it's not just the royal families. The British Parliament stands ruined this evening by the conduct of the former ambassador of His Majesty the King to the court of Donald Trump in Washington, Peter Mandelson. Now, I have known Peter Mandelson for more than 40 years. He was called the Prince of Darkness 40 years ago. Yet Blair and Brown both put him in their cabinets, even though he had already been sacked from the cabinet twice before, 3 times. He was in the British cabinet, and then he was made a peer.
Yeah, he's a Mossad agent.
Lord Mandelson, a seat in Parliament for life, so he could milk his contacts book, milk the august surroundings of the Houses of Parliament.
Now, with all of this coming out, you understand why the state of Israel control all of these rich and powerful people in the West, because it is said that Epstein was the Mossad agent who collected all of these blackmail evidence against these powerful people, and now Israel can just wheel them literally on a finger. And if you don't know, Israel is a country that promotes and protects pedophilia. When the Americans or even the British, them are even telling the child, and if they can't get our figure Israel, Israel will never extradite a pedophile.
To impress his friends. And then Keir Starmer, who must have known everything that is in the Epstein files, except perhaps the financial details. He knew that Mandelson was a sleazeball. That's for sure. The dogs in the street in Westminster knew that Peter Mandelson was a sleazeball. He was the epitome of sleaze. He left a trail of sleaze behind him as he trailed his ermine cloak along the red carpets of the House of Lords. But the financial details are fatal. Fatal, I say to you. And fatal not just to Mandelson, but to those who put him in the House of Lords, and above all, those who appointed him as British ambassador to Washington. And not just the man who did so, Keir Starmer, formerly of this parish in Shanghai. The smell still lingers in the air.
Yes, Ghislaine Maxwell's father was the architect of most of this.
But the chief aides who encouraged and buttressed Keir Starmer's decision to send Mandelson to Washington, only to have to ignominiously sack him. Although he's still on an ambassador's salary, he's still in the House of Lords, and that is simply untenable. He must be sacked from the House of Lords, and Mandelson and Starmer must answer for their complicity in this affair. The financial details are staggering. The files reveal that Mandelson was encouraging bank bosses to threaten his own government, threaten them, mildly threaten them, because of his own government's plan to introduce bank bonuses. Mandelson, in the files, received 75,000 British pounds from Jeffrey Epstein.
Sorry, me dey talk too long, never even realize the audio never come to. But if you want to know where a lot of this is coming from, touch the mic on a phone in the Google search and ask who is Robert Maxwell, and also ask Google how did Robert Maxwell die. Robert Maxwell is the father of Epstein, partner in crime, Ghislaine Maxwell. British politician and publicist and multimillionaire.
At a time when he concedes that he was being lobbied by Jeffrey Epstein for changes in the tax regime in Britain. He says he has no recollection of a £75,000 gift from a sex trafficker already convicted. A sex trafficker gives you 75 grand, and the best you can say is you have no recollection of receiving it. Of course, if he did receive it, he must go to prison, because it's illegal for a minister of the crown to receive money, dirty money like that. He must go to prison because he didn't declare it in his registration of interest in the British Parliament, a criminal offense. He must go to prison for his husband receiving £10,000 from Jeffrey Epstein when he was a cabinet minister and failing to declare this subvention, failing to declare the breach of the ministerial code, of which he is ipso facto guilty. But
you know what everybody call Lord Manderson? She's Lady Manderson. Lady Manderson have a husband. Lady Manderson have a husband. So I know how come I get to call her E.
But where's HMRC? Where's His Majesty's Revenue and Collection? Where are the tax authorities? Are they investigating at least £85,000 from Epstein to the Mandelson household? And if not, why not? They're certainly busy harassing small business people, publicans, car showroom owners, constantly about their tax affairs. What are they doing about Peter Mandelson? What is the Metropolitan Police doing about Peter Mandelson, who prima facie has broken the law multiple times, whilst a member of Parliament, whilst a cabinet minister, whilst a member of the House of Lords? What is the Metropolitan Police doing about that? What is Shabana Mahmood, the person who ordered that same Metropolitan Police to steal my phone, take my computers, hold me and my wife for hours at gunpoint in a British airport, while Peter Mandelson drives a coach and horses through the law and makes himself fantastically rich in the process? It looks like Donald Trump has retreated from the Persian Gulf. The aircraft carrier Eisenhower, a floating coffin, if I ever saw one, has moved from the Persian Gulf and is headed towards the Indian Ocean. Does that mean the threat of war against Iran is over? Well,
there you have it. Raping children, boys and girls, raping women, raping men, discussing the murder of people, discussing eating the flesh of people. There's a whole disgrace. And you know, done yet, you know, because people are threading through these thousands of pages, millions rather, of pages, bit by bit. And there are going to be more and more coming out. Speaking of coming out, on a jaw chair again, because to say some integrity commission reports tabled this evening in Parliament. So we might hear a lot more rigmarole coming out of those reports, like how we see things are going hot from January start when it come to the behavior of politicians, their fingers and their greed. If the head of the stream is dirty, the entire stream will also be dirty. The whether be sick or dead, half dead Minister Chan is the dirtiest minister of national security we've ever had. The stream go right down. Contaminated stream. Because the police can come out every day, the government can come out every day and tell us say murder is done. But government, oh, you know, concern about the police crime that is up. Members of the security, Prime Minister, Kevin Blake, and wherever Horace Chang might be at the moment, whether be in a box, on a fridge, on a bed, in an armchair, it really doesn't matter. We're practicing speaking to the dead. The level of the way how crime turn up. On a soldier and police, them just get catch with drugs and guns. So, on so comfortable with the crime, so till you can have drugs put down on the head office. Every turn we turn, every come out we gonna come out and tell we how much the murder figure goes down. Here comes a police or a soldier charged for the same crime. Wanna walk and shoot down people, pick me boat. Make it make sense now? Because if the enforcers of the law, which are the police officers and the court, carry out, obey it, if the makers of the law, the politician them, are the worst lawbreakers in our country. We don't say we want to turn fool and act like upright people in a Jamaica. We don't say we want in a Jamaica now benefit out of the upright behavior. Jamaica has moved from a give me a thing society to me a take my thing society, you know. Jamaica has moved from give me a thing society to me a take a thing society. And this is where society become very unbalanced. When the people who are making and enforcing the law are not adhering to them, but then we point a gun upon you to obey the law. You understand the problem with that create, the standoff that create between the citizen and the police, the feeling and the tension that create between the people and the law enforcers. If we see them as criminals, We don't see it justiciable of us taking instruction from them or follow given rules from them. You understand how the behavior of politicians can make your society become chaotic. You understand how the corruption of politicians create a whole string of corruption in our country in all different institutions and departments. We didn't just become corrupt overnight. It's a part of what we've inherited from the colonial system. But like most things we inherited from the colonial system, we develop on it. And that is one of the things where we develop on corruption. I wonder if the National Heritage Society now lists corruption as a protected heritage in our country, because might as well, the way how it go, it don't look like we didn't we're close. It don't look like we didn't we're close as solving the issue of corruption or eliminating most of the corruption in our country. Corruption is being fertilized in our country. Corruption grow like wild weeds in a few country. So maybe we politicians them need to, if they want a better society, take a look at the examples they set for the people who look up to them, the examples they set for the younger generation. What example you think you're setting for them when you don't provide them opportunity, but you'll put a gun in their hand and you will furnish them with bullets? If we only stop to realize how our politicians destroy our country, all just to maintain power and influence. The irony, though, is at no time the people now wake up for say, you know, say none of that power, none of that influence, yeah, now share with me. None of this power and influence is not sharing with me. So see the one more police officer charged with seizure of 85 rounds of ammunition. So we police them a walk and sell bullet, don't? I will police them a walk and shoot down innocent people. Because we police them got the same amount of access to the same amount of illegal apparatus. Wanna walk and shoot down people picking up on it. On the same one, on the minister distribute the gun to them. And one could almost say, on the police sell shot to them. So on understand when me say, me can get up and brand, get up people pick me as criminal when those in high places are called honorable people and most honorable people. The most honorable people who buy, who acquire and distribute the guns that become a plague to our society, that cause many of us to walk to the cemetery. Cleaning up crime in our country is a top-down galanging. The merger with the government depend is cleaning up from bottom, walking and think to say, it can kill out all our children them, and that solve the problem. It's only going to get worse down the road, because it's going to show the young people of Jamaica that it is us against them. And at some point, they're going to have to force to unite and stand to protect each other. But we have to look at the creators of crime in our country. I've always been saying this. Our political class and our business class are the two major crime and violence producer in our country. They're the ones who fund crime in our country. They're the ones who bring the high-powered weapons in our country that even sometimes give the security forces competition. But we can't keep walking and shoot down people, children, when our police them are going so. What else we have for mine now? That one, yeah. That one, yeah, with our neck. We look like whoever create our neck stay far when they fling it on. And they just stick on some it out and then get the chance to shave it down. But in the Venezuela America crisis, in the kidnapping, the right way to say, in the kidnapping of the Venezuela president the other day, and when everybody was having their say, when Andrew decided to have his say, and just we have to go, we have to poke we knows where you belong, and we know for this, and we know for that. All because Andrew afraid of Donald Trump. Because if your nose don't belong in a Venezuela, your nose shouldn't belong in a Haiti either. But because uno do the Americans bidding, uno can go on like uno Mother Teresa. Jamaica don't have no authority to be telling Haiti to do X, Y, or Z. Until barbecue can do it all him want, Haiti is going to be in the same position. Johnson urged Haiti to respect February 7th red line on transition amid council turmoil. You want them to do the transition amid the council turmoil. The country cannot hold an election or anything in the crisis we're going. Because whatever on the American and the Kenyan conjure up there, it is not working. That's why I'm not reporting on it. That's why you all are not giving anybody any update on it. Because what you are all doing in Haiti isn't working. It is a failure. I hide on over there, hide. I hide on over there, hide. Uno two Put is no match for barbecue and his people. But you cannot come out here, uno cannot get in a Haiti business. Uno cannot get in a Haiti business. But you can't get in a Venezuela business. Why you don't say, why you don't just come out and tell we are on America's side. If America said jump over the cliff, we will jump. Why you don't say that? Because it can be that you're getting a one Caribbean issue, but you can't get in on the other. And we know if Donald Trump step up in game, Andrew Holness, you're going to sell out Cuba, just like how you sell out Venezuela. But remember, say, when Donald Trump gone, Cuba and Venezuela still exists. And remember, when you gone, Andrew Holness, Cuba and Venezuela still exist and will still be an ally of Jamaica. You come and you put Jamaica at all sort of risk, but you're not getting involved. You get involved from Donald Trump's first term. You were involved from Donald Trump's first term when you killed the Venezuela oil deal. No, I think this was it in press conference? I think in press conference the main did that. But these people are animals. No, these two wicked. Congress is deciding, is determined rather, to hold these two in contempt if them refuse to come testify in front of Congress. So if they don't, you could see Bill and Hillary going to prison to serve short prison sentence because if you're in contempt of a subpoena for Congress, it is a crime. Remember some of the Trump people them went to prison. Who was it? Roger Stone and somebody else were sentenced. A part of their sentence was because they had contempt for Congress. So Bill Clinton and Hillary seem to be running scared. And as usual, before we go, we're once again calling for the resignation of Tufton mainly, and if possible, Floyd Green. But Tufton, Christopher Tufton, we're calling for the resignation of Christopher Tufton. Jamaica healthcare will only get worse under the leadership of Christopher Tufton, one who is arrogant, one who is quite inexperienced, one who is very power hungry, one who is dismissive of reality. We cannot have a person like Christopher Tufton at the head of health and expect better to happen in our country. Christopher Tufton has been refurbishing one hospital for 8-9 years, which soaked up 25 billion ongoing, and we are nowhere to a completion date. Why Jamaicans are not outside the Ministry of Health or outside their local hospital protesting for a better health care, it's beyond me. Why the world, look here again, you come a class when we are done. You see how you turn bad open? When Donald Trump them continue with fit them behavior than them shenanigans, and nobody is gathered out of these powerful rich white man house on a true stone. It means that nothing no create outrage in a society anymore. Nothing creates outrage in society anymore. Because if people care about their health, if people care about their dying children, if people cared about going to an institution expecting life-saving treatment, but rather come out in a casket, then if you don't stand up against it, it's only what's all right will get, it will only get worse. Where is the outrage? Where is the outrage for the destruction to healthcare? Where is the outrage for the needless deaths in our country? Where is the outrage for the budget that we gave them that they cannot account to us for? Call election tomorrow. Call election tomorrow, and you will see how much the people are mobilized. You will see how much the people are mobilized if you call election tomorrow. But when it comes to mobilizing ourselves to hold government to account, mobilizing ourselves to get a better and a fairer deal, to get a slice of the cake and not really the crumbs. Well, we and the little crumbs that we have to work and pick up with your fingernail, It's about time we lobby for a slice of the cake, my people. Since the crumbs where fall off still not make up to a slice. So it's a slice of the cake we start lobby for now. We always successfully lobby for the cake for politician. Politician plan to share the cake. And when politicians see how nice the cake is decorated, politicians say, no, sir, I have to save this and cut it piece, because of far me have to go. If you don't wake up Jamaica people, you not go get better. Man a stop fall from heaven long time. Man a ask anybody when last they say man a from heaven. So nobody is going to come and fall manna for the people of Jamaica. We're going to have to get up and plant manna and grow manna ourselves. We're telling about the link between health and agriculture in our country. We're telling about the link between health and agriculture in our country. And if we don't wake up and pay attention to these two departments, more of us are just going to die. May sound harsh. Ask the funeral parliament them if they don't have to ask other dead to go up more sometimes to find space, put the rest away. Because we're dying from bad diet and lack of health care. That should be the main concern in a Jamaica, health care. And see, Donald Trump even working it worse, because Donald Trump hell-bent on us not to have any connection or relation with Cuba, when Cuba provide the best healthcare professionals, nurses, and doctors. Cuba provide good teaching. Here Donald Trump son enough to go study the nurse and doctor enough to work in a country. Don't you understand, say, when your leader submit to Donald Trump demands, And you are going to feel the backlash, you know. Your leader who submit to Donald Trump can fly out when them ill, pan them diplomatic visa, and them all heap of money where them thief found. They can fly out and go look after themselves. You will have to lie on the floor of Cornwall Regional Hospital with rats running over you, with doctors stepping over you. That is what you're subjected to. But if election call tomorrow, you all on hungry mother effers run out and a dance and a carry on and a hug up on your favorite politician them and a go on like one of them go to school together. And like a Southwest St. Elizabeth, we don't even have MP at the moment. Southwest St. Elizabeth is without an MP. And the division of Mountainside within Southwest St. Elizabeth is without a councillor. But can you blame Floyd and Derek Sangster alone? Talk truth. Can you blame Floyd Green and Derek Sangster alone? I can't go about my business. Remember me say, I might not come out of a mind the people them did. Unless Juliet come back. Juliet, how you use? Juliet, your face, your hair. But I can ask Rhoda one question. I can ask Rhoda and Wholeness one question. Why you don't tap with the hide and seek? Because if I don't hide and seek, Rhoda, what happened to you? You mean in this big world where you live, no man not call to you? No man can see you and say Rhoda look good. Rhoda is a bright girl. Rhoda is a pretty girl. Something wrong with you, Rhoda? You say you miss a wholeness down there. So what is wrong with you? You're selling Benz like Annie? Hey, Jesus. Whoa. Rhoda Crawford are selling Benz. No, sir. You come about my business before they throw salt on me like a bullfrog. Me go about my business before they piss on me like a senior tonight. But Rhoda talk truth though. Young girl like you, if you're not there with people, man, will tell you say you can't have no other man but them. Then see he wouldn't rank, and nobody no look like them a call to you. It's can that you go to university and you never find nobody wantable then. Anyway, they say if you don't kill cow, don't make blood flash by you. You're not gonna make blood flash by me tonight. You understand? Me I come go on about my business. But time will tell. Time will tell. And we will know if Rhoda selling Benz or Rhoda there with somebody husband. But Juliet come back and get look young and fresh and mash up and brown. All of it in a one. Hey, Megan. Anyway, thank you all very much for being here tonight. Yeah? Join us back tomorrow morning when we continue the judgment between we and politicians. And keep an eye in the gleaner because some report table this evening. So you know it's the report can table and money no missing. So John not cheer because Oris Chang report table from Oris Chang department and which was it Oris Chang and Delroy Chuck? I don't remember. But 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 on a jaw chair because you may just hear say the whole country gone missing when the Horace Chang Galang in them start reveal. But anyway, sooner tomorrow morning. Thank you very much and good night from Global TV. And hope I need to start coming class more earlier. I tell you that for now. You need to come to class earlier. Anyway, Globalists, good night.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just a and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I she never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Day or night. We gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and crime. And do the righteousness. And we love. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. We love Jaja. We love Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I and I should never hold thy peace while we penalize day or night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari.
Yes, they have
and we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.